And thank you for joining us here at the Saganing Tribal Center. Happy to see so many familiar faces here for the fall 2% distribution. We are kicked off today with a prayer here, so if I could have you all please stand, I'm going to invite Chief Cloutier up to say our prayer today.
Please bow your heads. Heavenly Father, we ask for your presence here today as we gather to share in the success and prosperity of the Saginaw Chippewa Indian Tribe here in Aranac and Northern Bay counties. We ask, Father, a special blessing on each and every one of our associates who help day to day to make sure that we thrive, grow, and succeed. And Father, just thank you for being part of our lives in guiding our hands, our words, our thoughts, and our deeds. In your precious name, Father, we pray. Amen.
Miigwech Chief Cloutier. So before we get started here, I just want to make sure that we acknowledge some of the folks here that play an important role in what it is that we do for this 2% distribution. So first and foremost, I want to introduce our tribal council, who are decision makers, who had to look through those 342 requests that we got in this year. So again, quite a substantial number, 342 needs that we've seen in both counties between the government and education sides. But these individuals had to pour through those to make sure they could make those decisions to really impact and maximize the resources here. So if I could get a round of applause for our council members here. We have Chief Frank Cloutier, Secretary Michelle Caldwell, our District 2 Representative Ron Nelson, Council Member Candace Benzinger, and Council Member Tim Davis. We also have several other council members who are attending to other things and had other obligations here, but we do thank them for their role and what they've done to help contribute during this process. Also along the back there, we have our staff from Saganing Eagles Landing Casino helping us operate this one, so a big round of applause to them. Thank them for the wonderful things. Helping us today was the public relations staff. We have Sandy McCurry, Public Relations Manager, and Tracy Klitsch, Public Relations Administrative Assistant. Also unable to join us today, but a huge part in playing in what we do with these grants, our grants team, Shannon Smith and her staff, who help organize those and make sure they're sorted, help cross-reference all of those paper copies we got to those online ones to make sure none of those were forgotten. We also have our Tribal Education Advisory Board. They look through those education requests to see what impacts are the trends in those local schools. So a big thank you to them. And finally, we have one of our tribal administrators here, Ruben Mosqueda. He helps with our roundtables and also helps with a lot of the things we do for this 2% distribution process. So thank you again to all those folks. We appreciate all the work that's put into these. We appreciate the opportunity we have to share this revenue with you and make sure that we're bettering these communities. So it is now my pleasure to introduce Tribal Chief Frank Cloutier to give you a brief welcome here before we start giving away some money.
Good afternoon, everyone. Jason, I didn't think you thought I could pray, huh? You know, I want to share with you the same sentiment that I shared yesterday in Isabella County. You know, it's a combination of you folks, it's a combination of our patrons, and it's a combination of our communities that create success and create growth and development for an opportunity for everybody to win. And it's the collaboration. It's what we can do and what we can do together that makes it successful. There are many things we can disagree on, and there are many things that we can debate and argue over. But growth and development in our community is something I think we all agree is healthy for the future. Now, in the last 2 years, my first time on council, I had a very, very supportive tribal council. And I want to thank my fellow council members for being who you are. We've been able to start a number of initiatives that are going to guarantee growth and prosperity for the future. We're bringing another 200 jobs here very shortly. That's fantastic. And you can thank these individuals. This project was mulled over, and it sat there and it festered for the last few years. And we came in and said, you know what, it's time we do something. So we rolled up our sleeves, got to work, and we're well underway. We're just about ready to start phase 3, and we'll be putting some foundations, and you'll see steel work through the wintertime. And we'll be ready to start housing everything in and getting going for the interior build in the spring. So we're looking at a tentative April 2019 opening on the expansion. So something great and wonderful to look forward to for the future. But You know, when you folks ask for what you need in and around the communities, we try to match that up with what we feel is an important need. We also want to look at the opportunity to be able to expend those dollars where they're going to have the greatest amount of impact, touch as many lives as they possibly can. So to all those folks that assist Tribal Council in putting this together and building the recommendations for education, for engineering, roads, and such, Chemigwetch, because without that staff, this would be a pretty arduous task. Would everybody agree with me that the online is the way to go?
Yes.
You like that? All right. Good job, Eric. Tried to do it for a number of years. He's the guy who got it done, so Chemigwetch. Him and administration really dedicated themselves to that. Doris Smith was joking yesterday when she picked up her check, and she says, the chief and the council just bought me a computer so I can do this online. So I thought that was funny. So moving forward, ladies and gentlemen, you know, our administration is changing as it does every 2 years. I'm sure you're well aware of that by now. But I see nothing but positive things for the future. This council has set the bar pretty high when it comes to growth and development. So I can only assume that it's upwards and onwards from there. So thank you for your time with us, and we appreciate that. And let's give a little money away.
Miigwetch, Chief Cloutier. Kind of stole my thunder there when I was going to talk about this online application system, because the last individuals, a group of individuals I wanted to thank were our IT staff today. And IT is truly the ones who have made this possible. They put a lot of work, a lot of the time and effort into making this online application a success. You know, we've identified some quirks we have to hammer out. We have to make sure that we talk about that, and I'll refer to that kind of towards the end of our distribution today. But really, it's made possible. So I think a huge round of applause to our IT team staff at the Saginaw Chippewa Indian Center. So with that, we will start with Aranet County. Today they are receiving $305,753.03. And on behalf of Aranet County, we have Adam Krajaleski, Chairman of Budget and Finance.
Thanks, Eric, and also Lisa Salgett, County Commissioners here as well to help me accept the most generous grants that Aranet County's received from the tribe. You know, talk about cooperation and working together, Chief Cloutier, and you know, it couldn't be truer in terms of, you know, we're one giant community, and in terms of the tribe and all the townships and the cities put together. So everything that everyone gets helps each other in terms of, you know, if Standish Township has better roads and Aranet County has a new police vehicle, and all of that works together. So we just thank you very much, Tribal Council. You know, you guys, I'm continually impressed by, you guys have a lot of decisions, and I know we always send in more requests than could possibly be filled, and you always seem to do an incredible job of allocating those dollars to where they can have the biggest impact. So thank you very much on behalf of Aranet County, and good work.
I think Adam got it in a nutshell pretty good, but thank you very much. This is my first time, so. But yeah, the online thing I think will be real easy and simple, and this one worked pretty good. So thank you.
Thank you to you both. You know, as we're touching on these, we talk a little bit about the history we have. Since 1994, we are now over $245 million distributed to our communities. You know, we're approaching $250 million here, and we're going to get there here real soon. Just a couple more distribution cycles, but that really speaks to the impact that we have in Isabella, Aranet, and Northern Bay counties. Next, we have the City of Au Gres receiving $35,605. And on behalf of the City of Au Gres, we have John Stanley coming up to accept those funds.
Good afternoon, everybody. I want to just once again stand up here humbly, just accepting another generous gift from Saginaw Chippewa Indian Tribe, Chief Frank Cloutier, Tribal Council, our local representative Ron Nelson. We appreciate the continued partnership that you have chosen to have with not just our community, but the Aranac County and Northern Bay communities. It is truly an opportunity for us to see opportunities through to fruition when they're not just concepts at the drawing board. Sometimes, in this particular gift, my DPW staff will be very happy. It doesn't always get something that makes the papers, but to have a strong equipment fund and inventory is always an important piece to a municipality. So I just want to give kudos again to everybody. You are truly helping mold and shape a new era into this community, which I truly see on the rise. So it's partnerships and gifts along those lines that we truly appreciate and don't take for granted. So thank you, everybody, and have yourself all a nice holiday season going forward. Thank you.
Thank you, John. All right, next on our list today, we have the City of Omer today receiving $9,880. And on behalf of the City of Omer, we have City Manager Clark Sanford coming up to accept those funds.
First thing, I'm not the city manager, I'm the mayor. But we appreciate it very much. And if anybody's ever been out to the courthouse at Omer, you should stop and look at it. They put a lot of work in there, put new windows, they had it all repainted, they get rid of the lead paint. This is going to help them on the upstairs. It's a beautiful building, it's got a lot of history. And I'd like to thank everybody and hope everybody has a nice holiday.
Thank you, Mayor. Sorry about that. All right, next, City of Pinconning receiving $46,616.32. On behalf of the City of Pinconning, we have Don Hoder, City Manager.
Hello, thank you. I'd like to also invite our mayor, Jason Brazo, up. He's been very helpful in this process. Words cannot express the gratitude we have towards the tribe, and we really look forward to the continuation of a partnership with them. This current grant is going to be used to help beautify our city. We have a water tower that used to be a great landmark, but it's fallen into disrepair and it's just not feasible to restore. So we're going to take that down, and then we'll help our DPW guys out with road maintenance. So.
I'd just like to thank the Saginaw Chippewa Indian Tribe for all their support. Without them, I don't know where the city would be sometimes. So thank you very much.
Thank you. And yeah, a lot of these requests that come through today are dealing with those roads and with programming, and that just really shows the need for the maximization of those resources. You can impact so many of those individuals and so many citizens we can, county to county, or township to township, throughout the county when we talk about those things. So when you see those requests, those are what we're talking about, those collaborative projects, those collaborative efforts. And next, we have the City of Standish receiving $29,950, and on behalf of the City of Standish, we have City Manager Jerry Nelson and Mayor Ray Koroleski.
Again, thank you to the tribe and the council. This is really helping us out. It's in a time when revenues are tight with communities, trying to find money to buy equipment when it's getting worn down after years and years of service. This allocation to us for a new jetter for the city is going to come in handy as we are working with our SAW grant to look at our infrastructure for water and sewer drainage in the city. And we're finding out we have a lot of things that we got to jet. It's been a lot of years, a lot of buildup in those drains. And this is going to come in handy now with having a new one to be able to continue on that process and make the community a better place for the people. So we appreciate your donation to us today. Thank you.
And I just want to extend thanks from our DPW department. When I told them what we were getting, they did backflips. So this thing we've had since 1971. So what we're replacing is greatly needed, and thank you again.
Thank you, gentlemen. 1971, huh? That's a few years past my time, but I know some of us look at that and say, you know, it's for equipment to hold on that long, we're thankful for that at least. All right, next we have Aranac Township coming up. $1,000, and on behalf of Aranac Township, we have Tim Hagley, Township Supervisor. And that's not Tim, so possibly Heather or Jessica here with us.
Jessica. Thank you. Jessica Shalander, newly appointed clerk. Our clerk recently resigned, and I am so grateful for the generosity of the tribe to come in to a new position, and for the first time in years, there is updated hardware, updated software, the resources we need to help our residents, and I'm tremendously grateful. A first-timer, kind of nervous, didn't know I'd have to speak today. Looking forward to the future. Thank you.
Well, thank you and welcome. So we'll make sure to see you at our future roundtable so we can catch you up to speed, and look forward to you accepting. We have to have you come get your check over there. So we'll get you figured out here on the first time. All right. Next up, All Gray Township receiving $38,449, and on behalf of All Gray Township, Michael Oxley, the Township Clerk.
I am so pumped about being up here, looking out at all you folks and realize how much we have benefited over the years. I think the first time I got up here was 2010. And what I've seen that's come together with the community, how we've worked, John allured to the fact that we have done joint projects together. The tribe loves that kind of thing. If any of you guys are exploring that with your townships on how to do it, we've paved 2 roads that we could not possibly do ourselves, but we were able to do with tribal grants over a period of time. So this time we end up, we have more improvements to our cemetery. They have helped us so much with that. We've got a new well. We have a paved road to the cemetery. This last season we had trees taken out that were so old that there was no way they could even come down without trying to damage anything in that part of the cemetery. And now, this year, we are adding with the tribal distribution, we are adding a columbarium, which is the first we put in, but the trend with burials today is cremation. So that is something that the cemetery is trying to move forward with, and we are setting up a 16-block columbarium where it'll hold urns for people that have been cremated. The large amount we got was for Jodway Road. This is, man, it must be about the 10th road that the tribe has helped us have improved in the township. So we are so grateful, and keep it coming. Thank you very much.
We will do our best with that, Mr. Oxley. We look forward to being able to share this revenue with everyone. So. Next, we have Deep River Township receiving $10,000 today. And on behalf of Deep River Township, we have Joanne Schwartz coming up. And Anne Marie Barushko. No, she's not.
No, I'm not Anne Marie.
No, you're not.
These are Anne Marie impersonators.
I thought I saw her.
Well, we can't even begin to thank the tribe for all the money that they've given us and all the projects they've extended towards us. One of the projects they gave us money for is our pavilion improvement, and we've had so many people that rent the pavilion that have said, do you have a fan? Do you have a heater? You know, we can't seem to keep everything, we can't seem to make everybody happy, but we are going to now, because we have $6,000 to improve our pavilion. We're going to put an overhead heating system in if we can, and some fans, and we really think it's going to extend the life of the pavilion, and maybe we can rent it for more months and give us a little extra money. And Carla and Anne Marie are going to talk about the picnic tables. But thank you so much. We just can't begin to tell you how important this money is to us.
Hi, I'm the one they didn't mention. I'm Carla Kotulski. I'm the supervisor for Chippewa Township. Sometimes we ask for a lot of money, and sometimes we don't. Sometimes we get a lot, sometimes we don't. We were fortunate this time we actually got what we asked for, which is fantastic. When we don't, we know somebody else had a greater need, so that's good too, because it's going somewhere where it's put to good use, and that's the important part. Part of our money this time was for picnic tables for the nature trail. The nature trail was a project that's near and dear to me. It was designed to be handicap accessible. It gets a lot of use. Unfortunately, vandalism happens, and sometimes we have to make repairs we wish we didn't have to make. There were a lot of great people that worked hard to make that trail happen, so we really want to keep it up and going. We see cars there all the time, people out enjoying it, even into the colder months, all winter long they use that. So we're really pleased to get that. And just as a side, on my own personal thing, I'd like to thank Joanne, because Joanne is the one that submits these requests for us, and so far, she's the one that's made it all happen on our end. Thank you.
And I'm going to just thank you again for the pavilion, because the pavilion is at least 40 years old and it hasn't had any repair, so this will be a great asset for our pavilion. Thank you very much.
I'm sorry about that, Carl. I didn't have you on the list, but good to have you. We're going to make sure we add you here. I'm going to write it in for you so I don't forget you next time. All right, next time. So we have Lincoln Township coming up next, and Lincoln Township, somebody took my sheet. I don't know what they're getting yet. Hold on. That is it. All right. Thank you. All right. We'll figure out where we're at here. Sorry about that, folks. So we are in Lincoln Township receiving $11,000 today. On behalf of Lincoln Township, David Hertzberg, Township Supervisor.
I kind of got my Fridays mixed up here. Because I actually thought today was Black Friday. They call Black Friday, where you show up in the parking lot at midnight so you can get first one in the door to get the good deals. Well, I didn't think you guys were ever going to open up this morning. Come on. Yeah, but I don't know what we want to call this, but it's always a fun day to come out here and pick up the money, so maybe we call it Fun Day, or... All I know for sure is this is the place to be where you get all the good deals. The good deals are going down right here today. Thank you. What we're picking up from the Mitch Aller, I don't have anybody here from the fire authority, but Mitch Aller was couldn't make it today, so anyway, I'll pick up their allocation. They're doing some upgrading on their personal protection, and they're going to start working towards that new fire truck at $215,000 or something like that. So that's what money's going to go towards, that's the fire protection. And township, we'll put in there. We'll put it to good use. So anyway, I'd like to thank everything you do for Northern Bay County and Aranet County. So thank you. Once again, thank you.
Thank you, David. So a message to our staff here. Next Friday, we're going to have people in the parking lot, 12 a.m. So let's make sure if it's cold, we're not leaving them out there all day. So you got to beat him here. He's eager to come. All right. Next up, we have Mason Township receiving $16,431.55. And on behalf of Mason Township, we have Darlene Yanish, Township Clerk, and Mark Heidman, Township Supervisor.
Well, thanks a bunch for our grant this half a year. We're going to use it to put Wi-Fi in our township hall, which is kind of funny because the rotary phone is still on the wall. So I don't know how my dad would feel about that. The rest is going to go to our Reisinger Road project, like the first half. I could have brought you pictures where the trucks were buried. trying to get through this spring, but we appreciate all the road money we've got now and from the past. Nothing I can say except thank you. We appreciate it by the ton.
Thank you, Mike. All right, next we have Penn County Township receiving $1,000. And on behalf of Penn County Township, Sharon Stallsberg, Township Supervisor.
Good afternoon. I appreciate this because every time we come down here and we receive the monies and we look at all the other projects that are out there that are acquiring monies, it certainly is a benefit for the community. I'd like to let everyone know that when we get these general allocations, it is used for our kids in the area. We will be giving them gloves and hats. We have a big Christmas tree lighting the 1st of December where they watch movies and they lay on the floor and there's no chairs, they're all on blankets on the floor, and we feed them hot dogs and popcorn, and the place is a mess when they leave. But it's certainly well worth it, and I will take pictures this time and show you next time. So I thank you very much.
Thank you, Sharon. Great opportunity for those community engagements for our youth, and as we know, and we'll speak about today, the education component of that, but for those youth to be able to have fun and enjoy their environments as well. We're blessed to be able to take pride in that as well. Next up, we have Sims Township receiving $4,299.99. On behalf of Sims Township, we have Bob Mackey, Township Supervisor.
This is a tremendous collaboration between the Saganing Tribe and the townships, and it's a really great program. We appreciate this grant this time. Our electrical system in the township is a little bit compromised at times, so we appreciate the opportunity to put in a backup generator. So on behalf of the residents of Sims Township and all of our staff, thank you very much.
Thank you, Bob. Next, we have Standish Township receiving $16,400. On behalf of Standish Township, Robert North, Township Supervisor.
Good afternoon, everybody. You're supposed to say, Bob! No cheers, leftover fans here? Anyway, first and foremost, I'd like to say congratulations to the people that won their positions. At least that's what I think. Because I want to tell you a little story. When I won supervisor for the first time, everybody come up and said, hey, congratulations, congratulations. And about 4 months into it, I was wondering what I was being congratulated for. But I will say this, one perk to Standish Township, and I mention this every time that I'm here, is having the tribe in our backyard. And we do appreciate what you do for us. I also wanted to introduce again to you my clerk, Shara Klink. She has been tremendous in helping us keep everything above ground and above border and all that stuff that goes along with it. The last thing I want to say is you guys are amazing because not only do you guys suggest that you want to get us together and give us money, but you put together this internet thing that makes it like incredibly easy. So that was very, very awesome as far as we're concerned. Giving us the money and then making it easy to ask for it. Thank you guys very much. Thank you for all you do. Did you want to say anything, Chuck?
Well, thank you. And we're hoping a lot of those folks, sounds like Wi-Fi technology, that seems to be the trend. So as we continue to move forward in this digital world, we'll make it easier and bigger and better for us to be able to ask for these monies. Next, we have Turner Township, today receiving $1,000. And on behalf of Turner Township, we have Denise Gates, Township Clerk. I don't see Denise. Do we have anybody from Turner Township with us today? Well, it's Black Friday for somebody. All right, we got some extra shopping money, but you know, in the past when we've had somebody not be able to show up, usually they have had a reason that or another commitment they couldn't. So we'll reach out to the folks there. Next up, Whitney Township today receiving $19,000. And on behalf of Whitney Township, John Garris, Township Treasurer, or Fran Semenik, Township Trustee, coming up today.
Yes, I wanted to thank the tribe for the generous distribution. We did receive a distribution last year that tremendously helped us for our roads last year. Last winter was really bad on our roads. We have a lot of gravel roads, so it went a long way in helping us improve that. And distribution this year will further advance that. So I thank the tribe for their generous distribution. Thank you.
Thank you, John. Before we get to our last one today, I just wanted to point out here that if you look around the room to see all of you community leaders here together, this is an opportunity not only today, not only in the spring when we have these distributions, but oftentimes during our roundtables. The discussion here to push these efforts forward, to make sure that we're getting together, talking, communicating, collaborating, making sure that we're really truly working together to benefit all of our people. So I think a big thanks to all you folks that for what you guys do in your townships, for what you guys do in your cities, and for the county to make sure this is a better place for all of our citizens to live. So our last distribution here for the government side of things is for the Village of Twining, today receiving $7,900. And from the Village of Twining, we have Don Ferguson, President.
Hi, everybody. I guess first thing, I'd like to bring everything up to date as far as our DPW building. It took 3 distributions from the tribe to get us enough money to put up this new building. And right now it's up, it's standing, but we're waiting for power and the front approach cement has to be put in. But it's a huge building. I'm in awe when I walk in there and look around. It's huge. But anyway, we do thank you for that particular request. And today I'd like to also thank the council for the money that we're going to use to purchase a different John Deere tractor, lawn tractor, and a snow blower that helps keep our streets clean. And I see also the fire department's going to get a little bit of money for some of their equipment. And so I think everybody that was up here prior to me standing up here pretty much said how the Village of Twining feels as far as thanks. Most of you have said it much better than I can, but once again, thank you very much. I do appreciate it.
Thank you. I kind of joked with the folks at Isabella yesterday too. When you're one of the last ones on the list, oftentimes your talking points are often taken. So you got to be quick on your feet and think of something real quick to get up here. But we really do appreciate all the kind words. As we look at this and as we look at going to the educational component of things and the distributions here, there's oftentimes that a lot of you folks invite us to your communities to show us these dollars in action. And we appreciate the opportunity for us to be walked through to see where these dollars are, to see how they impact you. So as always, we'll do our best to make it out and to see the projects that you guys have finished, the ones you're proud of showcasing. I know some individuals have reached out and have some great signage going up in their townships to really show that the grants from the tribe in action. So we appreciate that. So with that note, I was recently up at All Grace Sims with a great tour of the school district there, and today they are receiving $68,733. And on behalf of the All Grace Sims School District, we have Jeffrey Collier, Superintendent, and Jamie Kratz, the K-12 Principal.
Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you very much. This is my 11th tribal grant ceremony. It's hard for me to believe that it's been that many already, and sometimes I struggle for words. There's some redundancies, and I think about the things that I want to say, and I want to be creative in what it is. And at the end of the day, as I hear all of our community leaders stand here, at the end of the day, it's about thanks. It's about gratitude. It's the humblest gratitude, because what you're doing, I talk often about purpose, capacity, and sustainability. And what you are doing is you're helping 3 of the finest school districts in the region remain sustainable and vibrant and beautiful places that we are helping to structure the future of this great community. So thank you very, very much.
On behalf of All Grace Sims students and teachers and staff, I want to also say thank you. This morning I was having a professional conversation with a fellow educator from the Detroit area. She was asking me how we were able to be such a small community, a small school district, and still implement some of the initiatives that we've been implementing. And my answer was the grants that we received from the tribe. We are beyond appreciative and thankful for that. This year, a lot of our grants are going towards intervening on behalf of our most struggling students, and a lot of technology that is keeping our students in our small community updated and ready for a global world, really. So thank you very much.
All right, thank you. And yes, just remember, as that technology continues to evolve, we should try to evolve with it. I know oftentimes some of us feel like we're not quite there, and you know, our kids are knowing more about technology than we are sometimes. But you know, I think it's important to know that it's a different world out there, and these kids are learning at different levels and in different ways. So to see these communities embrace it, it's very nice to see. So next up, we have Penn County School District receiving $70,081.14. And on behalf of the Penn County Area Schools, we have Mike View, Superintendent.
Thanks, Eric. It's good to be here today. It's always a great time to come and receive the grants. You've always been very generous to Penn County area schools, and we appreciate that. Our Board of Education, our students, and our staff definitely, they know when I'm coming up here, and they want to know what I bring back. So, Frank, I do bring it back to the district with me. So, but I have Mr. Poundville up here with me. He's a track coach and a teacher. He wrote a grant for a track timing system, and I'm going to let him talk about that in a little bit. But to look at our grants this year, you know, heavily into technology as well. Mr. Collier mentioned technology in his district. I'm sure Mr. Krajewski is going to mention some technology in Standish. But one of the things we also did, if you'll notice some of our smaller grants, they're really not targeted toward technology or even education for that fact. We have some really caring staff members. A couple of our smaller grants target giving food to students who need it over the weekend because they know that the home can't provide food. So what we do is we send food home. We call it snacks in a pack. So some of our less fortunate students can have adequate meals over the weekend. So I think that's a testament to our staff members looking out, and I'm sure the tribe, when they see that, show some compassion. And we also have a program that we help supplement our food. Sometimes our students can't pay at schools, so now that money is being charged back to the districts. So if kids can't pay for their lunch, the state is forcing those debts to go back to the school district. And in this case, we wrote a small grant to kind of offset some of that, because we don't want to embarrass kids when they can't pay for their lunch. And obviously there's reasons for that. So just to kind of, you know, there's a lot of brick and mortar, there's a lot of roads, technology, but also there's a lot of compassion in these grants as well. Another thing I'd want to mention is we have finished our track, thanks to our tribe, our friends at the tribe. We put the finishing touches on it about a month ago, so we will be having a track meet next year. I want to formally invite the tribe to come out. We are going to do a groundbreaking, and I'll get, who should I get the date to, Frank or Eric?
As long as you're not asking me to run.
Well, there is a timing system he's going to talk about, so that
Better go really high if you have me in there.
But no, it's been a long time coming. We finished it. We also, the district and our booster club and other community grants have helped, so it's really a collaboration. Community members will be able to use our track. We'll be able to host a track meet in our facility for the first time in probably 20 years. And it's really going to be an awesome site because we've done some other work. We've added a handicap accessible ramp to the bleachers. We've added some asphalt. And with the help of the tribe, we now have a workable track. And Mr. Pomerville is going to talk a little bit about some of the other finishing touches we need.
Thank you. It's been a big collaboration with the community to put the track in, but the backbone of the entire process has been the tribe. We would not have a new track. We haven't had one that worked in 13 years. The icing or the cherry on top would be our timing system that we needed this year. And in collaboration with another grant, the tribe was able to get us that system, which the track's no good if you can't time anyone. And so I cannot thank the tribe enough for what you've done for our school, not just for this timing system and the track, but for everything all the time. So thank you very much.
Thank you, gentlemen. And yes, look forward to hearing from you, and we'll get the date set up so we can invite any interested council members and the ones that are available to make it to participate on that day. All right, our last education distribution today goes to the Standish Stirling School District, today receiving $98,736.53. And on behalf of the Standish Stirling School District, we have Darren Kowalewski, Superintendent.
Good afternoon. I brought a few folks with me today just to explain a little bit. They wrote the grants. I have Arne Stukashinsky, Curriculum Director, Deb Williams, Literacy Coach, and Becky Murphy, Math Coach. And they were an instrumental part of putting these grants together, working with the teachers and seeing what we needed. Can't say thanks enough. We heard it all afternoon, but it truly makes an impact. And just a side note on Mr. Collier, he couldn't think of anything to really say because he's been in Deerwoods for 2 days and his mind is mush, so that's the truth, right, Jeff? Yes, it is. All right, thank you so much. I'll let the ladies talk, and most of our grants were technology. Probably 95% that we asked for was all in technology. And the tribe, we greatly appreciate it because I looked at the list and we got everything we asked for. So outstanding. Can't say enough. Thank you. Arne?
Hi, I'm Arne Stukashinsky. I am the Curriculum Director for the district. I would like to piggyback a little bit off what Jamie says. We go to a lot of things together and they wonder how our students have so much and are involved in so many things. And it is because of these grants we get. They are definitely above and beyond anything we can be provided on other grants. So yes, we are going to increase our Chromebook usage as technology keeps expanding and the students love to be online for various different classes, and we now have several classes in the high school that all their textbooks are online. So without having carts and tools in their hands and devices, they have a hard time getting through the day and even their homework. So I will let the other two expand on the use of the carts throughout the district.
I just want to add on to what somebody said about technology. Our kids are K through 12, know more about technology, have grown up with technology now their entire lives. So we receive Chromebooks for kindergarten through second grade for our math programs, and Ms. Becky will explain about that. And we also receive Chromebooks for the rest of our teachers and students to use. And as a teacher last year in second grade, running into the building and trying to sneak 6 Chromebooks into your classroom so you can use it so that nobody else can take them. You have no idea. The kids, that's how the kids learn. And I thank you and I appreciate all that. The words aren't enough to say I appreciate. I wish we could come up with a new word to thank you for the technology you're putting into our classrooms.
Hello, I'm Becky Murphy. I'm the math coach for the elementary buildings. We're going to use the Chromebooks in 3 different ways. One way, their teachers will use those to facilitate their core instruction in the classroom. Students will also use the Chromebooks individually to support that instruction in their learning. And then we also use them as part of our intervention process for each student to individually advance their learning at each level, no matter where they're at. So we really thank the tribe again for your continued generosity to our school, our staff, and our students. Thank you very much.
And thank you for those kind words, and just to really talk about those impacts. I think, as we continuously talk about them, we continuously see them, we can continuously look at our communities and see how blessed we are. So just as a conclusion today, I would just like to talk about a couple things we have coming up. I won't call you to come to another meeting here or a distribution for a few months, but we are going to have a roundtable distribution, not distribution. We have a roundtable discussion before our next distribution as we talk about ways to improve our online format. We have encountered a couple things. We've gotten some suggestions at this point, but we just want to have a roundtable to talk about what worked, what improvements could be made, and just to make sure we're on the same page as we move forward for this next spring distribution. So look forward to hearing from the public relations staff We'll invite you out to those. It's recommended that as many of you that can are encouraged to come to those, because it really helps us answer a lot of those questions in that group forum, so that everybody's on the same page and everybody knows that they may have the same questions, how we move forward. So that will be in sometime early January, may get pushed into February depending on people's schedules, but we will make sure to try to give you ample time so you can add that date to your calendar. So as we leave this afternoon, just want to remind everyone, holidays are coming up, so I think, it's been expressed today, but we have a lot to be thankful for. With those seasons coming up and the time of giving and the time of need for a lot of people, this is something that we can truly see benefits everyone here in this room. So I want to wish everyone a happy holidays. This will conclude our fall 2% distribution, and we'll see everyone next time.